Hi, thank you very much for joining me here on my YouTube channel. In my videos, I help people to identify and to change their thoughts to achieve freedom. And what do I mean by freedom? Freedom is the absence of suffering, it's the elimination of anxiety, and it is peace and serenity and happiness. So that is what we are looking for. So in order to bring yourself to happiness, I have invented a method to get you there and to identify your thoughts so you can change them and be free. So what I've done is I have taken the brain that we have in our skulls and compared it to a radio. This is a radio that you just buy in a store, and a lot of us grew up with the radio. It's kind of less common today, but a favorite radio station that I would listen to in Minneapolis when I lived in Minnesota in my youth was WDGY. WDGY Minneapolis played the top 40 hits, and it was rock and roll. At some point it changed to country western. I believe it's still around, I'm not really sure. But anyway, I now live in Houston, Texas, and there was a radio station called KLOL 101. So I think many of you understand where I'm going with this, in that in our brain, which is a radio, we are listening to just two radio stations. And the most common radio station that we are listening to is EGO 15. I named this radio station EGO 15, and for many of you, you might have already guessed that is thoughts that we get from our ego, egotistical thoughts. And I put 15 here because in literature that we've all become familiar with, oftentimes it says that we can access with our brains 15% of what's available. Well, that is because you're listening to the radio station EGO 15. So to compare that with the only other radio station that our brains listen to, Free 100, this radio station will give you freedom if you listen to it. And I have given it the name Free 100. So it's EGO 15 and Free 100. So in order to come to freedom, you're going to have to start really looking at your thoughts. And so one thing we need to do is we need to start identifying our major radio station, EGO 15 or EGO 15. And what is being broadcasted there that we're listening to? Well, first of all, some of the common thoughts or things that you might say are, I hate her. I hate him. Oh, I can't stand them. Okay, this is from your ego. The egotistical EGO 15 radio station does a lot of judging there. And all of us participate in it. It's just that we have to become more aware of this. So other thoughts generated here would elicit bad emotions like jealousy, envy, and hatred, and there's a long list of negative thoughts and emotions associated with this, and that's going to keep you down. it's going to keep you in the 15% of what is available in life. You will be poor in many ways, not just financially, but you'll be not able to access the finest things in life. So, on the other hand, what do we hear here on Free 100? Okay, so here we get into the higher consciousness. And the higher consciousness is oftentimes referred to as God with a G-O-D, but actually we can use the word higher consciousness and our spiritual development. Now for me, I have gone through the spiritual awakening process. I certainly am still awakening. For me, it started December of 2014. And so for 9 years, I really had gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, struggles, but really they were major learning opportunities. And now, as many of us are aware, we are going through the transformational process here on Earth. There are a lot of books out there talking about it. There's also a lot of people on YouTube that are trying to guide people in order to have a better life. Freedom. So we're looking for freedom. So what type of thoughts would you have up here? Well, you're going to have gratefulness. You know, I'm grateful for my friendships that I have, grateful for my health, grateful that in America we have had a tremendous amount of freedom. And we certainly want to keep that, and we want to progress on Earth here. So some of the thoughts that you'll hear will be about gratitude, thankfulness, lots of thoughts associated with joy, and that is going to, again, set you free. This, on the other hand, which is a lot of chatter, you know, your mind is constantly, you know, broadcasting something like 60 or 70,000 thoughts in a day. And at first when I heard that, I thought, oh, wow, you know, I really have a lot of thoughts, and that is just so good. That's so powerful. Well, is it? I mean, what type of thoughts are coming through? And are they repeated? Are they the same thoughts the next day? And you harbor those same repetitious thoughts that you get in your brain. So anyway, on my channel that I have created, we are going to take a deep dive into getting to freedom. And none of us are perfect, and we continually strive, most of us, to be better individuals. And so it's a lifelong journey that we're on. And so I am extremely fortunate to have been able to come up with my version of how you're going to be happier, and you're going to have freedom. You're going to be able to do more, and like what's out there, manifest more, and have a more fulfilling life. So I would like to conclude with that. I do want to say that I have gone through the spiritual journey. There are many spiritual programs out there to help you. One that is very powerful came in through the 70s, in the mid 70s. It's called A Course in Miracles. And for many years, I thought that I would just pick that book up and read it on the plane when I fly somewhere on vacation. But it is something like over 600 pages for the full book, and there's a daily lesson. So if a person decides to go through A Course in Miracles in the course of the 365 lessons, you can start to train the mind, train yourself in order to, again, reach freedom. And in this channel, I would like to help you more on that journey. And it's not going to be something that you just do this and you'll be happy. Well, where does that thought come from? And where does that statement, where is that generated from? You guessed it, EGO 15. It's not just do this one thing. Just be happy. Meanwhile, we were carrying around a lot of baggage, myself included, for resentments and grievances that we have. And as we progress through the spiritual journey, and again, mine is with this format of the 2 radio stations, and I will help you to look at all of this information and to get closer or get to the higher consciousness, which is Free 100. So thank you very much for joining me. I will be doing 2 videos a week, and so that you can begin to use this method. It's not going to take you just 5 minutes, just this one video. It's going to be over a course of time, a period of time. For me, it was 9 years. Now that the world is changing, it's more quickly, it's quicker. You can get there in a shorter period of time, according to a lot of YouTubers that are involved with the spiritual journey. So I'll end with that, and my next video will be on the 2 radio stations as it relates to grievances and forgiveness. So I will see you again, and thank you very much.